Gary and I have not really seen each other since all the stuff with Jack Osbourne happened. And Jack Osbourne had taken the video that we made about Ozzy,
right,
and he posted it on his X account. And the next thing you know, we're in Newsweek magazine.
From the outside looking in, I'm like, what the hell, Newsweek? Like, I see that at the local...
I know. Both bands are often credited with creating heavy metal. The number of times you brought up Taylor Swift in this video today.
I am grateful for all of you. We are, as a channel. I mean, I can't say that enough. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
I know it sounds like you've been saying this a lot lately, but if you're a fan of Ozzy Osbourne, this video is for you. Now, Gary and I have not really seen each other since all the stuff with Jack Osbourne happened. And so I thought we have to at least, the two of us,
just
at least once talk about it.
Well, I mean, a lot has happened. I mean, I think the last time I was in the studio was when we actually recorded the live show.
Yeah, it's been a while since you were here.
Yeah, and it just, life happens. You guys know that. So much has happened to the channel, and we appreciate all kind of you guys all tuning in, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it since.
And so for those of you that follow this channel and watch all the videos all the way through, some of this stuff is going to be a little redundant, but I don't know that we've even talked since it happened.
You had sent me a text, and this basic was like, dude, Jack just commented on some social media platform. I don't even remember. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So Jack Osbourne took that video that I made, the one that was kind of produced, where it was kind of almost like a eulogy, but it was basically telling the kind of an abbreviated story of Ozzy's life and why people liked him and kind of what his meaning was in the world.
I'm going to stop you right there, because number one, you did a great job. For those of you that have watched that, I mean, I watched that and I was like, and you'd said, hey, I did something a little bit different. I'm putting this out. You might want to check it out. And I'm like, sure. Because I was on the outside watching all this windfall, and then you put that video out. Dude, I was like, when I watched it the first time, I was like, holy hell. Like, I was kind of a little choked up because you did an awesome job.
Well
done.
That.
Well done. Obviously, Jack's, just the fact that he even got
however he found it or whatever happened,
Isn't that miracle number one? Like, to me, I was like, whoa, somebody, one of you guys out there, somehow he got wind of it, and it's just kind of pretty awesome.
Well, it blew my mind because it was that Sunday. I put it out like a week earlier, and it was that Sunday where, all of a sudden we see Jack Osbourne commenting on the YouTube video. And the next thing you know, our channel, that video is just exploding, like going crazy.
Yeah.
And we found out that Jack Osbourne had taken the video that we made about Ozzy,
right,
and he posted it on his X account. So all of a sudden, our channel is going crazy.
Yeah, because everybody's checking it out.
Because everybody's now watching that video and they're commenting, and people are like, I'm in tears, I can't believe it, on and on and on and on. And
I get it.
And then it keeps going, because then he goes and he posts our video on his Facebook account,
right?
Which both of them are here, and it was so like I said it in another video, but it was kind of, first of all, it was flattering,
right?
That he would respond that way to this video. How else would you
take that? Like, for me, the Jack that I don't really know Jack, but the Jack I know is Jack from
the Osbournes,
the Osbourne show, right? And he was young, and and by the way, Jack, I seen you at like all like the Ozzy stuff and at the funeral. Dude, you're looking good.
Yeah, he looks
well
cool.
Put together.
Because that's not
classy.
How I remember him in the Osbournes.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, come on, we're all teens at one point, thinking we're cool.
Kid. Now he's a good-looking TV like producer.
Dude, you're looking good.
When I found these things, when the channel started taking off, and I went back and I looked at his posts, I mean, what he wrote then, along with our video,
was pretty cool.
I mean, it was amazing, because I mean, here it is. Describing our video.
Right.
This sums my father's journey up perfectly. Thank you for so beautifully expressing what so many of us have had a hard time putting into words.
I mean, seriously, man, like, good job.
Coming from Ozzy's son to this channel, that was like
a global
Yeah.
You're talking about the son of Ozzy himself praising the channel and the work that we've done. Can we get a more like, whoa.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then it kind of snowballed from there, and we don't need to go into it again, but because you weren't, again, you and I weren't even talking about this.
But again, I'm now watching all this unravel, and I think that's kind of what we're kind of discussing is I'm on the outside looking in.
And the next thing you know, we're in Newsweek magazine.
Yeah.
We're on
How does
Newsweek.
that,
And this is the part that just really started blowing me away. So he's saying these nice things. He's posting it on his big social media accounts where he has, all these different followers. And then all of a sudden, here we are in Newsweek. Jack Osbourne issues another statement on Dad Ozzy's death. And then you start looking down into this article, and there it is right here. On Sunday, Jack Osbourne shared a video from Audiomover titled "Ozzy Was All of This a Premonition." And then, quote, "This sums up my father's journey perfectly," the reality TV star said on X and Facebook. "Thank you for so beautifully expressing what so many of us have had a hard time putting into words." And then, hours before his death, this is what Audiomover owner Robert John Hadfield asked why Ozzy Osbourne was such a global household name. And then they quote me. "He didn't have a traditional rock voice. It was kind of strange, eerie, almost otherworldly, and perfect in its imperfection," Hadfield said of the musician in the 12-minute clip reposted by Jack Osbourne. "It brought something unusually authentic." Anyway, it goes on, and I get quoted in like several different online journals from this video. Anyway, it was so cool. It was bizarre. Surreal. For those of us that love this classic media, I think most of us remember these things, audio and videotapes. And I recently realized that a lot of the viewers of this channel don't realize that behind this channel, there's a company called the Audiomover Digitizing Studio. And for 25 years, we've been digitizing old media like this for individuals and organizations across the United States and Canada. So if you have any old audio or videotapes you need preserved, we can help. And for anybody watching this video today, we're offering a 15% discount on any Audiomover digitizing service. Just use the discount code on the screen. So visit audiomover.com today to learn more and get an order started.
From the outside looking in, I'm like, what the hell, Newsweek? Like, I see that at the local...
I know.
For Jack to comment, and for everybody that you guys have watched it, and like we were talking, like over the last month since I've been here, there's been, just on the Ozzy videos alone, there's been 216,000 people watching the Audiomover stuff. That's awesome.
And for us, that's awesome. I mean, we are not like some big.
Yeah, dude, we're not moving the needle.
No.
That's what I'm most proud of, is that all of you guys have kind of chimed in. Your comments have been incredible through all of this. The fact that Jack even tipped his hat to us, that's incredible. It's from this humble studio that we go out and say, hey, thanks to each and every one of you that subscribe, that listen, to put up with our banter, but to be on the outside watching just the subscribership grow. Yeah. Hopefully you guys like what we're doing. Dude, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. You hear about people that still have pictures of like Elvis at their house because he mattered so much to the generation before us, right? Ozzy's that way.
Yeah.
I think for anybody that loves hard rock, heavy metal, and so many other things, Ozzy matters. He is an icon. The only person I can relate to as far as like that type of impact is Elvis. Yeah. I mean,
do you remember when Elvis died?
I do. 77, right?
Elvis Presley died on August 16th of 1977. I just looked it up. So if I put this in perspective, 41. So
we're 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. We're 8. Yes. Yeah. So it's August. So I don't know where I was. I used to think it was school, but it couldn't have been school because it was August.
Summertime.
Because it was in the summer. I remember coming home from wherever I was, and I'm walking up to the house.
Sure.
And there is an Elvis Presley record cover nailed to the front of our door, on our front door.
At
And
your
I
house?
walk inside the house, and guess who is sitting there crying? My mom.
Your mom.
Yes. So again, think about this in terms of
Whoa.
a young person, much younger than we are, who was my mother.
Yeah. But
Who's
wasn't
who's
she
a young
big
person?
Elvis fan?
Okay, yes,
That's
totally.
right.
But imagine
The
that
impact.
the same thing where I'm coming home and there's an Elvis, and I remember walking up to the house going, as an 8-year-old or whatever, going, what the heck? What is going on? You know, and my mom's bawling, and I'm like, dude, this is not,
Right.
what is going on is not good. I don't
Right.
know what it is, but I walk home and there's a thing nailed to the front of the house, and I come inside and mom's crying.
Do you remember what album of Elvis that was?
It was, in my mind, I remember it being kind of orange.
Okay.
That's all I really remember. I could be, I mean, again, these
I
memories.
mean, Elvis had a lot of those kooky albums that
Like
were like from
thousands
the
of
movies, right? I mean, dude, I don't even know what is, but dude, that would be impactful. But sure.
But that's my point. I remember it because it hit my mom so hard.
Right.
Now here's the funny thing. I mean, imagine yourself if you're our age. Would you go nail something? That's my point. Would you go nail this on the front of your door and go? Probably not. You know. But it's like
I'm gonna give a
looking at
shout
your
out.
parents through
Yeah.
those lenses of when they were much more young, and going through things the way that we would have when we were younger.
So it was, you know, and I joke, Judy, right? That's your
Yeah.
mom's name. Yeah. Judy, I love you. She was here one time at the studio. I loved seeing her.
She
I hadn't
sat
seen her.
through a show,
Yeah,
didn't
she
she?
sat through a show that we did. You know, she's a huge fan of her boy, and you know, dude, and I love the fact that she even watches and listens to us. I think that's totally awesome of your mom, and for her to be impacted by Elvis that much, how cool is that? I mean,
Yeah.
cool but sad, you know. But maybe that's where you get your musical passion.
Yeah,
is
maybe.
from Judy.
It wasn't from my dad, because I don't think my dad
So then
gives a
all
rip
the
about
credit's going to you.
Yeah.
Right? I just seen something recently that Led Zeppelin is thinking about doing a last tour hurrah. Now, I don't know if that was AI generated or it's possible, you know, having, you know, the remaining 3 with Jason playing the drums. I mean, in 2025, 2026, doing an all-out tour. Well, it's either now or never. Because at first I was like, whoa, that'd be awesome.
They should have done that back when they did Celebration Day. I still don't understand why
I don't
they
understand,
didn't just
right?
do it.
Yeah, I've been watching Becoming Led Zeppelin because I didn't see it in the theaters. And watching that, I mean, Jimmy Page, to see him in that footage, amazing. Amazing. Do I want to see him amazing at 80 playing up there? Still, I think I'd almost throw down money to go see it. I mean, seriously. I threw money down to watch Taylor Swift. I can throw down money to. Took my daughter. I didn't go on my own accord. Just want to clarify. But I got my money's worth. That was awesome. I mentioned I was reading Sebastian Bach's book, and he talks about how, if you guys remember back in like 87, 88, I want to say 87, when Bon Jovi, all these bands, Bon Jovi, Ozzy, Skid Row, Motley Crue, they all went to Russia, to Moscow to play, you know, some stadium over there for Doc McGee and some big anti-drug thing. And in that, I guess Sebastian talks about how he thought, you know, Bon Jovi or Motley Crue, everybody'd be like, woo, you know. And he goes about, and Jack, this is for you, you know, and I'm sure you know many of you might know the story, but outside, they all were in one hotel room. Think about the bedlam in that. That was my thought where I was going. But he said that all of a sudden you heard this thunder, and it was like all the Harley Davidson owners and all of like the Soviet Union, because it wasn't broken up yet. It was still behind the curtain.
Yeah.
The Iron Curtain. He talks about like there was like literally like hundreds, if not thousands, of Harley Russian Harley bikers at the hotel, and they were all chanting for Ozzy. Ozzy. And Sebastian was like, what the hell? And so he said he goes down there, and Ozzy finally was like, they're all there for me. Well, I'm going out and checking them out and saying hi. He said he never seen so many grown men crying and getting pictures taken with. So these Harley guys, as rough and tough as he's like, they might as well, for all I know, they came from Siberia, is what Sebastian was saying. But all these guys traveled to Moscow to meet and greet because they knew that Ozzy Osbourne was going to be at this show. How cool is that? And Ozzy did them the favor of going out there and greeted him. And he said the guys were just like, might as well have been, deity or something coming. And I mean, Ozzy was just like totally cool with all of them and had a good time and just took pictures and all that. But Sebastian was like, these guys are like crying, and just happy as can be that Ozzy came out and, took the time out. How cool is that? Because, I mean, you're talking Iron Curtain still up.
No, this is actually
that is a cool story.
The interesting thing about when you start talking about Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin is both bands are often credited with creating heavy metal. I don't know about you, but I have a bag of old concert t-shirts from when I was a teenager and some I've picked up since. But since all of us are in kind of a different phase of our life right now, we thought it would be fun here at the studio to create our own line of t-shirts that were maybe a little more fitting for the stage of life that we're in right now. Like this one. Everything I know about English literature came from heavy metal. Or my personal favorite, my grandpa knows more about heavy metal than your grandpa. We're going to be adding a lot more in the coming months. So if you're interested in checking any of these out or just getting a little chuckle, visit the store tab on the Audiomover YouTube channel or visit audiomover.com.
Right.
And
actually, when I was watching Becoming Led Zeppelin, my wife was watching. She's like, I know Led Zeppelin's a big deal. Tell me why.
That's great. I love that.
And I'm like, and I said, the short version, or do you want the Gary multi-tangent version? She's like,
that includes a stop off in Taylor Swift land.
Yeah. I mean, she knows me all too well, and she's like, I said, dude, Led Zeppelin's claim to fame is hard rock, and I'd say Black Sabbath is heavy metal. That'd be kind of how I would kind of, in layman terms, maybe.
But to me, they're all idea.
It's all kind of the same.
But yeah, it's such a tough thing. The reason that Black Sabbath gets more of the kind of the credit for all that is really just about that first song on that first album, the song Black Sabbath, because it starts out with that eerie thing. It was just this new kind of, there was nothing like it. And then and then when you get to the heavy part or this faster part in the song, it was like you had all the elements of what would kind of become all the heavy metal. It was this dark, and it was, yes, it was blues based, but they twisted it just enough that it felt like you were that it could have been the soundtrack to a horror movie, which Led Zeppelin never really had.
No, Led Zeppelin was definitely more bluesy.
It was all blues stuff. And not to knock it, I'm just saying if you're going to give one of them.
I said this earlier, this wouldn't be anything, and these discussions that we, like I mentioned so many times, had in college, all these tangents, all these tie-ins, it's all music. It's all comes from us. And you guys that follow us, put up with us, my tangents, our dialogue.
And part of it is because I know for a fact, because people have said it, that so many people have commented on the channel and have even said things like, these shows you guys do remind me of what we used to do back in college.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's actually
that's our template.
That is really what this is all about, where we just go back.
What have you been listening to? Well, this is what I heard. Hey, listen, check this out. Dude, this reminds me of this. Hey, we got to go to that show.
And the discussions they would be sometimes like the first time you and I met, hanging out in a dorm room talking about Kiss.
Sure.
Till really, really late when I think I was falling asleep, and you were still going, man. But that was so funny, dude. That was the funniest. Looking back, that was one of the funniest nights of
Does this
ever.
guy ever shut up?
It was so
We're gonna
great.
in the future have a podcast,
That's so funny, man.
and the son of Ozzy Osbourne is gonna.
But you know what?
And we're
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
on
right.
Newsweek.
That's so funny.
my gosh.
But you know what accompanied these things? That accompanied us that night was records. And I think I've talked about this on this channel, and everybody can relate to this too. You would go to somebody's house and you'd start flipping through the records. And that was part of the thing. It wasn't just that yes, you were hanging out in the dorms and talking music, but there was that other element of, dude, have you heard this?
Right. Oh,
You know, and you're
I
like,
do.
oh no, and you're flipping it over and you're pulling
Checking
the
it
record
out, talking
looking
about
at
it.
No,
Then
what's
you
this?
put the needle
Dude, you
on.
got to listen to this. Here, check this out. Boom, put this on, and then you're sitting there looking at it. Whoa, and then you have the whole thing, and then you're looking through other things, talking about stuff, and then it leads down these discussions about Ozzy, and it leads down these discussions about Motley Crue, and it leads down discussions about the Scorpions. And I saw this concert, and I went to this thing, and I went to the.
That's everything. That's our channel in a nutshell.
And then somehow,
And now spread it, through the power of the internet and YouTube and all this. And, if you guys feel like that and just sharing all these experiences, it's been great. It's been great.
Back probably a year ago right now, I don't know, we might have been around 1,000 subscribers, and we weren't actually trying. I mean, it was just a video. It was a little channel that I had for marketing a business that I owned called Audiomover. That's what the point was. And then it was sometime around September, it was probably October, that this channel somehow eked across 1,000 followers. And because I've had this channel for like 7 years,
right?
Just sitting doing for marketing,
doing different stuff.
And I looked at that and I thought, 1,000 followers. I think if we get it up to 4,000 hours, we can actually monetize it. And I thought that'd be kind of cool, just because. So I started making videos. I want to see if I can get those hourly views up. And then you guys started watching, and all of a sudden, it was like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, we're over 4,000 hours. And I go,
whoa.
Well, wait a minute. If people will actually listen to me jabber on about a bunch of crap from when I was a kid about music,
who else can I bring in that
that was
jabber on?
It was like,
and talk about
this
it.
went on for about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and I called you up. We hadn't talked in probably a year or so.
No, it'd
right?
been a little
maybe
while.
like a year. We went and had lunch somewhere like a year and a half ago or something, and I thought, and it was so. I remember that day. This was. What was this? 8 months ago? 8 months ago, probably.
Yeah,
and I gave
think
you
it was
a call
before the holidays.
and I said, it was December. It was before. It was early December, and I said, dude, you just got to come by the studio. I just want to visit with you about an idea. And so you came over, and I pulled up the channel, and I think at that point we had just crossed 3,000 followers.
I don't even think it was that. I haven't.
I don't remember.
I
I don't
journal
remember.
a lot, and
But-
I remember you telling me, and I'm like,
Yeah, and I said,
this sounds fun. I mean, just hang out.
I said, this could be really cool. I think it can actually make money. I think we can get followers. I think all this stuff. And I said, we should just, and you were like, meh,
hey,
if we get to
cool
go
to
talk
hang
music,
out.
we'll hang out. It's fun. We'll do whatever.
It's just like college. I mean, for me, it's just talking about something like I mentioned, there's very few people that, there's some guys that like my work, or people that, I mentioned Mike and other people that are in my life that, we talk music a little bit, or reminisce, or, hey, this band just came out. Have you listened to this? Hey, did you hear so-and-so came out with something new, or they're starting a new band? There's not that many people that share. We talk about passions. This is a passion that we share. And so for me, it was just kind of a cool connection. And I'm glad we're here. And I'm glad you guys are all here. That watch us and like this.
And here we are, just around 8 months after the first time you came and joined me here.
I am grateful for all of you. We are, as a channel. I can't say that enough. I think it's unbelievable what we've done in such a short period of time, and you guys comment and do everything. It's been awesome.
Yeah, the level of interaction, the thoughtful things people say, and interesting also the gratitude. I mean, it's funny how many people like thank us for making these videos, which is kind of interesting.
I would have never thought that.
I just, but the point is, and it's not. I don't know that they mean it that way. Other than there's this connection where we all, a lot of us that are in this age range, there's two things that we love. We love that stuff from when we were younger and those connections that we would make, because we all had that group of friends. And now here we are later in life, long distances. We've never met each other. And yet there's this thread that from a distance, we relate to a particular kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we may all have certain things in common, and then everybody has their own little
subgenre of who they like, what they like.
Which is what makes this also, by the way, and we're probably losing viewers like crazy right now, but which is make things like, I put out a video a couple weeks ago on Kick-Axe.
Sure.
And I mean, who the heck ever, and it's not like it broke any records because we don't get that many views on this channel, but like yesterday it passed 1,000 views. And sometimes I make these videos and I'm thinking, if 5 people watch this, I will be shocked. And then all of a sudden there's 1,000 or 10,000 on videos where I'm like, why are people watching this?
Right. Well, it's like my love of King's X, right? Or Living Color, or some of these bands that we've kind of shared. It's just who we brought. It's like, dude, I love these guys, and just sharing that and people being like, okay, that's cool too. Like, look, I thought when we first started, it was going to be like Kurt and a couple other friends, and be like, okay, we'll have 3 people following the channel, and and it's cool that other people be like, oh, I love King's X, right? How cool is that?
Oh, it's
just
and then
awesome.
I mean, in some of these videos, just get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. Like, people will be just on and on.
Sure.
So much so, I try so hard to read the things and comment and like and all this stuff. I'm like months behind on some of them. Seriously, where I'm like, oh crap, and I'm looking at it, and I read almost everything, but it's like, I got to remember to get back to it. I got to remember.
No,
and
sometimes
it's so amazing.
And we don't have a staff of people like some of these channels do that are kind of commenting or writing everybody back. I mean, it's us.
Yeah.
And so, it is truly a labor of love, right?
Yeah. Indeed. So, on that note, it's a good one to stop on.
Yeah.
Thank you for following the channel. We mean that sincerely. If you're not already following the channel, we would appreciate it. And because it actually adds the credibility, so we can get, do other things that we have in mind that we want to do. It just adds to that. And we really appreciate it. Like the video, of course. And naturally, if you actually made it this far into the video, there must have been something in there that you related to. And that'd be the thing to go right below here and put some sort of comment in there. It will get read. It will try to get liked and really try to get commented. I don't know that that'll always happen, but we really appreciate the input, the feedback, because it does end up leaking back into all the stuff that we're doing. So we really, really appreciate that so much. And so anyway, with that, have yourself a fantastic day.
Yeah.